All right, we are now live. So let's give people a few minutes, not a whole lot, right? Just a few minutes to just make sure that everybody catches up, make sure that everybody's on available, right? Because we got different time zones. I'm in East Coast. If you guys don't know that, in the Florida area, Tampa, Florida area. And so those of you that are joining me from Central or whatever whatever other time zone that there is out there, from across the world, within the states, overseas, whatever the case is, give me a shout out. Let me know what's up. Let me know where you guys are at and where you're calling from, because I'm always appreciated for you guys joining me here. And we should be also going live on Facebook. So let me actually make sure that this is all set up right. So give me a second here. I'm on my other screen. Let's see if this thing is going to be, see if this is going to work or not. Okay. I think I'm live on Facebook. Not too sure. If anybody's joining me on Facebook, let me know. Let me know what's going on and see if make sure that that's working out just fine. I think I am though. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. So again, folks, we'll wait about another minute or two, and then we'll get things going. Okay. It's always fun. I wish there was like a better way. There probably is. I'm just not aware of it. There's a better way to set up before you go on live. So that way you're not like setting up completely. I'm not setting up completely. I have all my windows and screens open and whatnot, but I have to wait to make sure that once I push live on my studio where I'm streaming at, which is right now is YouTube and Facebook, I have to give it a minute to load up, and then it's got to kind of catch up. So that's always fun. So that's why I'm looking up on my screen here just to make sure that that's happening, and it's working out just fine. So we'll see how that works out. All right. I think we can go ahead and get things started. So let me switch around my screen, do all that fun stuff. Actually, you know what? Let's do, this is the main thing. Let's go ahead and knock out the video first. We always like to put the video out there first, make sure that's working. So let's knock that out, and then we'll come on right on back. So here we go. What if I told you that everything you know is just the beginning? Beyond the veil of the ordinary lies a realm of hidden knowledge, ancient wisdom, and untapped potential. A place where consciousness expands, reality bends, and the impossible becomes possible. You weren't meant to stay asleep. You were meant to awaken. Open your mind, remember who you truly are, and step with me beyond the frequency 369. Awesome. Took care of that. And again, if you're joining me from YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and write in the chat and let me know that you guys are here and present. Let me know where you're coming from, so that way I can see you guys as well, and we can get that going. And actually, let me actually restart my. I need to restart my YouTube. So give me a second, guys. Here, I don't know if I'm actually streaming on YouTube here. Give me one second here. So you guys are seeing the behind the scenes. All right, cool. I just opened up my YouTube, putting it on my other window. Hey, BC Solution from Atlanta. Awesome. Appreciate you joining. Um, I'm just still setting up here. Q Westbound, what's up? Thanks a lot for joining. Q Westbound, where are you coming from? Let me know where you're at. Just I'm always curious where everybody's coming at. All right. Now that we took care of that, we are going to start the show. So, folks, welcome to Beyond 369, the live current, where we go beyond the guests. We do this live, and you are the current. I'm your host, Cesar Pagan, and tonight I'm doing something a little different. All right, it's a little impromptu. I have no agenda tonight. My guest for this evening wasn't able to join us. She really wanted to, but life happens, and that's perfectly okay because we'll see Tiffany Haney next week, December 17th, when we dive into psi technology and spiritual technology. It's a great topic, great conversation. She talked a lot about this on her podcast, Rooted Frequency. You guys should check that out. And I want to talk a little bit more about it on today's live, but we'll do it next week. So she'll also be doing a live oracle reading for the entire live group, and we'll be selecting one live member next week to get a free oracle reading live on the show from Tiffany Haney. So if you guys never had a reading done with oracle cards, then you definitely don't want to miss next week. So set your reminders. That upcoming live is already set up, so you guys can go there and set your reminders if you haven't done so already and stuff. So uh Michelle Cool 5528, um how's it going? Welcome. Thanks for joining the live. Definitely appreciate you. And QS Beyond. Oh, you're from St. Pete, Florida. That's awesome, dude. Or do that. I'm sorry. I'm down here in the Tampa, Florida area, so we're not too far away from each other. Um, all right, folks. So let's see here. So tonight it's basically going to be just you, me, and the live current of consciousness flowing between all of us. Okay. So here's what we're doing tonight. We're doing a live Q&A live stream tonight, folks. All right. I haven't done one of these, I don't think ever. But opportunity knocks. This is I think there's no better time than always the present than the now. So why not do a live Q&A stream tonight? Why not, right? So ask your questions in the chat tonight right now. This is ask me anything, okay? Anything that you've seen on the show, anything that you've heard me talk about, whatever questions, let's just go with it. There's nothing is off limits. We can talk about Mindsight, OBEs, telepathy, energy, consciousness, new humans. Let's go wherever this takes us. So start writing your questions down here in the chat. Let me know what's up, and I'll do my best to answer them, and we'll have fun with it. And whenever the chat starts to slow down and there isn't a whole lot of questions, I actually have a list of questions that I've been putting together for a while, from a lot of people who have asked many of these questions across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube and other platforms. So I put those together just to kind of give those people a response, if I haven't done so already. So if you have questions, again, drop it in the live chat and let me know where you're from. And I think this is going to be just fun. Okay, we're just doing a Q&A. Let's see here. Michelle Cool from Missouri. Awesome. Love Missouri. Love how relaxed and chill it is over there. And I'm guessing in this case, when I say chill, I mean if you're outside of Florida, I think everybody's right now dealing with the chill weather. So stay warm out there, and happy holidays to everybody. If I haven't said that already, happy holidays to everybody. Let me know in the live chat if you guys have family coming over, or if you guys are just kind of doing a solo with your immediate family. Are there any esoteric traditions that you guys do within your household? Share with me on the live, and let's have a chat here. Um, let's see. Let's see here. All right, so I'm looking here. Nick Keys says, "Thank you. There's very few to talk to about this. So if you can clarify to me what you mean by there's few to talk about this, about what exactly. So get back with me on that just to make sure that I'm clear on what your comment was. So folks, I guess we'll just let me see. I guess let's just do some of that cleanup work, right? You guys know I have a website, beyondthefrequency369.com. You guys can find a lot of things about me, the show, what I'm doing, and the people that I'm talking to, things like that. You guys can find your reservations for the workshops that I'm doing regarding Mindsight. I do group sessions, I do individual sessions. So if you guys are interested in that, go to the website. There's a Mindsight tab. Read all about it, and you'll get all the information that you need. If you have questions, I have an email, right? So beyond the frequency 369 at gmail.com. Also, you can find that on my website. Write me, ask me a question. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook. You guys have ways to reach me. Okay. So ask away, and I do very well answering back. Um, and I have a Discord. That Discord is also available on my website, just like everything else. I have all my links on my social. So if you guys don't know what a Discord is, I just recently found out probably like 3 months ago or so. So I created one, and the community is growing ever since. I created one, I think maybe 2 months ago, if I'm right. So it's been growing. A lot of amazing humans in there. Um, People that are sharing knowledge and information. They're conversing with each other. They're connecting. If you're feeling like you're alone in this journey and you have nobody to talk to, this community is it. We welcome everybody who joins. It's free, by the way. Okay. If that's something that's important to you, it's free. Just join the community. It's the 369 Collective. It's on the Discord. The easiest way is to go to my website. You'll also see a link on the description below to just click the link to join the Discord, and you're in. Okay. And you're in, and there's a bunch of topics on everything. So by all means, join. That'd be awesome. I would love to talk to you. I engage there quite often, and so is everybody else. Membership activation is on. Okay. So I actually just activated membership a few days ago for the YouTube channel. So if you guys resonate with the show, with what I'm doing, with the time and effort that I'm putting into, gathering the guests and coming up with the topics and things, and just whatever else that I'm doing, right, regarding the show. If you guys want to support me on this journey, I would appreciate you guys join as a member, and that way you guys can allow me the opportunity to go ahead and continue pushing forward with more content, with more guests and more things. All right, there's 2026 is going to be amazing. I'll be writing a post about what's coming up. I've given you guys some highlights already on a few posts back, so you guys can check out the posts on the YouTube channel and also on my social medias, telling you what my ideas are for 2026. So I'm very excited about all of this stuff. This one has this guy has, or gal has, this long tag, which is awesome. At Theory No Pit Monstros. Here, I'm just gonna put this on the screen. Hang tight. Here it is, guys. Right there. That's huge. If anybody can pronounce that, I know I can't hear you guys. You guys can't hear each other, but that is a great name. Okay. So I'm gonna try one more time. At Theory No Pit Monstrous Nightmare 4873. So I love it. Just training for PSI in Colorado. Oh, that's awesome. Are you talking about the side games by chance? Are you training for that? So if you are, just clarify that for me. And Colorado is awesome. My wife and I are planning on making a trip over there at some point. So we're also excited about that. In 2026, we're going to go to Colorado. So it's going to be pretty cool. Let's see here. Let's go for Zodiac H5Z. Let's try this. Hi from Canada. QC, is that Quebec or something? Quebec, Canada, something like that. Started to practice Mindsight a couple of weeks ago. So far, when the mask is on, I'm moving my hands from the side of my head to the front. Okay, so you're going like this. Awesome. That's awesome, Zodiac. And I'm assuming that when you have your mask and you are waving your hands in front of you, you should be seeing like a shadow or a silhouette of your hand. Okay. Your hand should probably look a little bit darker than the space around it, and you're probably seeing some lag, kind of like a lag just on a digital screen or something. So if you're doing this, you should be seeing something. And if you're achieving that part, congratulations. That's huge. Why is that huge? Because first of all, you have a blindfold on. You have a blindfold on, and you're in darkness, complete darkness, right? So the fact that you're seeing anything, all right, even a silhouette of your hand is huge. All right. So right now you're going through that dark phase. A lot of us mindsight practitioners call that shadow walking or dark walking. When eventually what you're seeing with your hand eventually expands out further into the room. So you start seeing your bed, your furniture, your cat, people, whatever, outside of further outside of your hand, you start seeing everybody kind of like a silhouette. And then for a while you're dark walking or shadow walking. Okay. Which is still pretty cool. And that's your mind right now, just kind of in that phase of just trying to figure out how to receive that information that's outside of you and bring it into your mind so your mind can decipher it. So keep going. Good job, Zodiac. You're on your way. Everything takes levels. It's all in steps and in strides. So keep up the good work. Um, and you're also saying I'm seeing the ghost-like movement of my hands and I'm on the right track. Tips. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't read that last part, but I just answered it. So that's fantastic. You're doing great. So yes, you are on the right track. And regarding tips, is just what I just said. Just keep doing that. I would say start start practicing on with colors. Okay. If you have color cards, even on Amazon. So if you guys go to my website, I have an Amazon storefront, and if you click there, you'll have a link to my Amazon store, and you'll see the Mindsight section. And there's a lot of tools there and toys that you guys can use to practice and play with while you're practicing your Mindsight. And one of those is it's colored construction. Well, not yeah, it's colored paper, but it's like translucent. Okay, you can put a light through it and see it. I like that one. There's other color cards there too. You guys can grab anything, but the point is, start moving into that where you're trying to recognize colors. Okay, so one tip that I will give you is take the color and get familiar with what it is with your blindfold. So meaning like look at it and be like, this is blue. Okay. Now that you know it's blue, have the blindfold on and just hold on to it, feel it. Okay. Get familiar with what blue looks like to you while you have the blindfold. Okay. And pay attention to your other senses as well. If you know the color is blue or somebody's telling you, hey, this is the color blue, I want you guys to pay attention to what does blue smell like, if it smells like anything to you. Do you hear something when you know the color is blue? Do you taste something? Do you smell? Okay. So pay attention to those senses because you're it's sending you the signal. You just have to learn how to interpret it. Okay. So we do a lot of this during my Mindsight workshops. So there's your freebie there as well for us. So again, good job, Zodiac. Keep up the good work. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna call you at the Rhino. Okay, you're the winner of psychokinesis, second in Mindsight second in precognition. Wow, congratulations. Okay, congratulations. So you were at the Psy Games, correct me if I'm wrong. So that is awesome. I would love for you to connect with me, send me an email. And who knows, we might even get you on the show and let's talk, let's have a conversation. All right. But again, thanks for joining the live. And yeah, so you are, yeah, the Decide Games champion. This is awesome. This is awesome. So yeah, folks, you've heard me talk about the side games and different episodes. If you guys haven't learned about it already, go ahead and go online and just type in side games, PSI, and then games. And I think the next one for 2026 is in North Carolina. So yeah, get your tickets and just read up on it, guys. Okay, it's a cool event, and a lot of us believe, to include myself, is that I think the Psy Games are going to be the future Olympics. Okay, I believe so. If anybody here agrees with me that the Psy Games has the potential to be the future Olympics, agree. No, just tell me that. Yeah, I agree. Psy Games, yes. Because the Olympics, the original, the current one, is just about people training to get to their highest performance peak as humans, right? And as cool as that is, if we have a lot of new humans popping up, right? A lot of new humans being born, a lot of new humans, discovering and awakening their dormant abilities. I want to see that too. All right. I want to see that. And I don't mean just in like a facility. I want to see that like Olympic. I want to see globally. I want to see all countries, superhumans, just competing at their highest. I want to see people that do telekinesis that currently right now are trying to move pinwheels, right? The little needle with the little aluminum foil on it. I want to see him go to elevate from there to, like, I don't know, pushing cars. All right. I mean, boulders, whatever the case is. So yeah, this is cool. So I'm so down with all of that. Um, all right, let's see here. So let's get to some of these questions that I have here. All right. The first question came from the at Bell2 Crater _10. Why is Mindsight easier for some and not for others? That's a great question. So Mindsight isn't about vision, it's about remembrance. Okay. The real key is belief, trust, and zero expectations. Okay. The more you try, the harder it will get. Or yeah, yeah. Well, let's just change it to the word challenging. Okay. Become more challenging. It's not impossible, but it does become a lot more challenging when you're trying to aggressively push and get the result. Okay. So the more you relax, the more it appears. All right. So just keep that in mind here. Um, at Fit Wander Eats, for listening from Woke Australia. Is that is that even a place? I mean, is that an actual place, or are you? I'm guessing that's Australia, but just confirm with me, Fit Wander Eats, if that is, I'll put this here on the screen, if that is actually a place, Woke Australia. All right, can't look it up right now because we're doing it live, but confirm me. That's cool. Awesome. Again, either way, regardless, thanks for joining. All right, let's see here. Let's do one more here from what I have. All right. So, and I have another question from at shadow frequency _IA. What actually happens in the brain during Mindsight? That's something that we're all, still exploring, but we have a pretty good idea. And what I mean by we, what I'm talking about, the Mindsight practitioners who actually do it. And then you have also your, should I call them experts? The people that write books about it. Okay, let's just put it that way. But folks, in Mindsight, you're bypassing the physical eyes and tapping into the field of information itself, which some would call it the unified field. So I guess the best way to say this is the brain isn't seeing, it's receiving. Okay. You're tuning into awareness that's you're tuning into your awareness, which is a signal. Okay. So that I hope that kind of makes sense. But the main caveat to all this is that you're not actually seeing, you're just receiving the information, which then gets interpreted as you're seeing. All right. I also, you guys have heard me say in different podcasts, episodes, and also while I demonstrate mine, is that I also have this understanding that I believe that we are actually seeing through our skin. Okay. And I'm talking about we as in the Mindsight practitioners. I think we're collecting the information through our skin, and that's how we're seeing it. And this is why I've heard and seen of folks that are opening up their windows, which is what we call them. These windows don't open up just in front of you, but they open like other parts of you, on top of your head, on your chin, tip of your fingers, on your elbows, on your toes, like wherever. Okay. And that's all skin. Okay. Kind of like a plant, how the plant absorbs the light. I think that's what we're doing also in some fashion. So again, don't know the exact science about it. Just know that it can be done. I believe it can be done. That's the whole belief system, why I'm able to do it. But the science behind it, that's the thing that's getting everybody, right? How is it happening? So let me go here to the chat, the live stream here. So at BC Solution, I was watching a YouTube video demoing Mindsight. I believe it was Dahlia. She utilized a flashlight to brighten up the flash card. How does that help? That's a great question, BC Solution. So what that does is actually, in some fashion, it actually helps send the signal. Okay, because everything that's being sent to you, like for example, let's say if I have let's say if this here was a card, right? And I don't know that the color is brown. Okay. If I move it like this, that sound that's coming from this is a signal. Okay. If I'm shining a flashlight through it, that's also a signal. Okay. If I have like plastic solo cups, like the ones that, like the reds or whatever color cup that you have, if I'm holding it and I'm crunching it, all right, it's making noise. Okay. So all that is that flashlight that she uses, all she is just trying to boost that signal. Okay, that's my answer to you. She's boosting the signal to the recipient. Okay, and also light is a very, very, very good contrast. Okay, because think about it, you're in total darkness. Okay, so you want the other side to be really bright. Okay, this is why I mentioned to folks, and I strongly recommend is that when you practice in a well lit area. Okay, you want to best places outside. Okay, I don't mean go outside in there and just start to cook, right? But I mean go outside where it's daytime, sit on your porch or something for 10 or 15 minutes, put on the blindfold, and then you have that contrast. Okay, so when you start seeing light and everything, you can definitely, there's a confirmation there saying, yeah, I'm seeing something. Because imagine trying to do your blindfold in the dark. Imagine trying to put on a blindfold and being in a dark closet. If you're seeing something, it's kind of hard to tell because now it's dark on dark. Okay, so I hope that answers your question in some fashion, and thanks for asking that, BC Solution. um and let's see here. So Fit Wander Eats says, yes. Okay, so you are from Australia, but the place is so woke that it's not the place I grew up in. Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you joining from woke Australia. I love this. Awesome. Okay. So let's continue on with some questions here. Well, who would I have here? At Astral Blue _77. Why do I get flashes of colors but not full images yet? Okay, and I think we're talking about Mindsight here. Well, basically because that's stage one. Your system gives you what you can handle without freaking you out. Okay. So most people think that they're failing, but no. Colors, shapes, patterns, that's the calibration phase. Okay. Your mind is getting used to something new. So you're getting familiar with how these signals are being received. So that's why you're getting a lot of these flashes versus seeing exactly whatever is in front of you. You're learning. I mean, a few years ago, folks, I would have said, they don't teach these things at school. But if I said that today, I would be wrong. As you guys know, I've talked about this. All right, as I mentioned it last week, they're doing it all over the world. There's a lot of places that are now standing up schools, and they're teaching kids Mindsight, and they're talking a lot more detail than possibly I can talk about, but from their understanding, from their teachings. Okay, so I hope that answers your question as well. Let's see. Let's do another one for. All right, let's see here. Okay, so somebody's asking at frequency underscore flow, what's the number one drill someone can do tonight to improve their mindset? That's a great question. All right. I'll give you something. So what I would challenge for you to do tonight is to sit still, throw on a blackout mask. Okay. Find out a blackout mask. Find a place that you're not going to be disturbed. Kind of like if you're going to go and meditate, throw on the mask, sit still, start breathing. Okay. I'm going to say 6, 3, 9. Okay. 6 seconds, breathing in, hold it for 3 seconds, and then out for 9 seconds. Do that a couple of times so you can kind of get the flow of things and you start getting relaxed. And then I'm going to have you feel that space between your forehead, okay, where people call it the third eye, okay? And don't look at it. Don't look at it. Just let the impressions appear. Does that make sense to you guys? I hope it does. Don't aggressively look at it, because when you aggressively look at it, you're using your physical eyes. Okay? You want to gently just kind of gaze at it. Just be aware, acknowledge its presence, whatever shows up. Okay? Um I'm getting I'm getting some kind of impression that you guys are also asking, should I do this with my eyes open or my eyes closed? And the answer is you can do it both ways. You can do it both ways. Um, a lot of folks like to a lot of folks like to use their eyes open, and I think what that does is it helps them convince their mind that they are trying to see, because again, you're still training and you're practicing. If you have your eyes closed underneath the mask, which isn't wrong, but for some people it's reminding them that, hey, what's my intention when I close my eyes? I don't want to see anything. So by practicing with your eyes closed, some people had that challenge to just kind of override that. But if you have your eyes open inside the mask, and keep it in mind, it's blacked out. So even with your eyes open, you're not seeing anything, okay, until you start seeing something, right? But initially, you're not seeing anything. So either way is right. It's just whatever's more comfortable for you. So I would say that's what you would do. Again, as a recap, sit quietly, blackout mask, 639 on the breath work. Start focusing on that space right behind your forehead, and just gaze at it and just be present. Just enjoy the show. Okay. Some of you might start seeing twinkles of light, little sparkles here, sparkles there. Don't When you see a sparkle show up, let's say here, don't just like look at it. You know what I mean? Because then it's gonna shut out. Okay. Because what you're doing is you're using your left brain. Okay. You want to be in your right brain. So when you see a twinkle, like a starry night, just gently, just kind of gaze at it, acknowledge it. It might stay there, it might go away. If it goes away, okay, cool. Come back to the center. Another twinkle comes back up, then gaze back at that, and that's it. for 10, 15 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, however long that you want. Just enjoy that. All right. That's your mind figuring it out. It's like I know he or she wants to see, how do I do this? And it's figuring it out. Let it figure it out. Okay. Enjoy it. Okay. Allow it. Allow it. Let's see here. Let me go to the chat here. Let's see here. My training on my social media, Monstrous Nightmare 716. Your description is spot on. Awesome. Great. I appreciate the confirmation on that. That's very helpful. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. All right. Also at B B BXA. Hey Cesar, when you're meditating, does your mind sight open during that time? Thank you. I'm so happy I made it live. Awesome. I'm glad that you made it here. While I'm meditating, my mind sight doesn't open up. Okay. I there's other things that are happening when I'm meditating. My intuitive, my intuitive sight, okay, which means like impressions, shapes, colors, other visuals, things like that happen. Different feelings in my body. There's a whole lot of different things that are happening when I'm meditating, but it depends on my intention. What is it that I'm doing? Okay. There's all kinds of meditation. There's meditation when I'm relaxing. There's meditation when I'm trying to charge my energy up. There's meditation when I'm trying to focus on something. When I practice remote viewing, I'm meditating before I get to that. So there's all kinds of meditation. And the word meditation, a lot of folks believe that it is just sit Indian style on the floor somewhere uncomfortable with your fingers a certain way. That's not all the time. That's not what meditation is. Meditation simply means that you are present. That's it. It means that you're present. So when you're washing the dishes at home, you're present. When you're mowing the lawn and you have your headphones in and you listen to music, you're present. When you're working out, right, lifting some weights, whatever the case is, doing some cardio, you're present. That's meditation. So a lot of you are meditating. If you're doing any of those activities when you're present, a lot of you are meditating and you might not even realize it. But if you just learned something new today, you're welcome, and that's great. And that's what we do here, and we share information. But again, meditation is present. So yeah, you guys keep that going. So yeah, I hope BXA, I hope I answered your question. No, my mind side doesn't really open up. My mind side really opens up when I put on my blindfold. And what I'm thinking behind that is that I know my intention at that time when I put on my blindfold. My intention is to, you know, mind sight. Okay. It's like saying, it's like asking me, which again, it's a great question. I'm not dogging it and anything. I'm just kind of talking and explaining here. But it's like saying, when I go to sleep, when I close my eyes and go to sleep, does my mind sight activate? Right? It doesn't. Okay. Why doesn't my mind sight activate when I'm going to sleep? Well, here's why, folks. Because what's my intention? What's my intention when I'm closing my eyes to go to sleep? To go to sleep. That's it. It's where your attention is, right? So when I put on my blindfold and I'm not going to sleep, my intention is to mind sight. So I hope that kind of clarifies something for you, BXA. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not great with names here and stuff. Um, so yeah, I hope that works out for you. All right. Let's transition over to some questions regarding OBEs. So let me see who has some questions here. Okay, I have a at voidwalker underscore 000. How do I know if I'm close to leaving my body? Great question. Yeah, that's a very valid question. You feel things like, and again, I'm just talking about from personal experience here. You feel things like vibrations, buzzing, a shift in weight, You may hear something like static or wind. That's the separation point. Okay. And most people, they get scared right in that moment and they snap back. Okay. You can hear voices, you can hear loud sounds. I think on one of my episodes, I talked about regarding OBE. Um, I think it was my second or my third. It's one of those two. My second or my third OBE. I was in that separation phase, and I heard this huge pow, like I don't even know. It's not even like a gunshot. This long, this loud like snap. I'm gonna say it like that. A loud snap. There's this pow, like a smack or something. Um, yeah, I jumped. I I jumped. It threw me off, and I had to get back into it. Okay. But a lot of people, when like you'll some people will also even feel like there's a presence next to them, or in the room. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on and everything. But yeah, that's how you know that you're leaving your body. I'm just gonna sum it up to, you'll feel vibrations, you'll feel this tingling feeling. Um I I can't say exactly, just to give you some kind of context. That feeling of vibrations is just like, let's say when your foot kind of falls asleep. Not exactly like that, but it's like that. If I can do my best to explain it, okay, where the whole body just feels this tingly sensation, and you're feeling the essence of you more than the actual meat suit. Okay, you like feel this, you feel like you're turning into something. Like you feel like you're just energy. All right. And that's what that vibration is, that buzzing. Okay. And when I mentioned earlier about the shifting in the weight, well, absolutely, you feel way lighter, super lighter. Okay. You don't feel that denseness of your meat suit. So yeah, I hope that explains or answers that question for you, at voidwalker underscore 000. Let's see here. From at starseed underscore ELLE. Is the astral real or just a dream? Well, the astral is more than real. I mean, it's more real than the physical. Okay. When I'm saying physical, I mean this being the physical and the astral being more real. See, dreams dreams happen inside your brain, but outer body experiences happen outside of the physical container, the meat suit. Okay. So yeah, and then also I've explained it before. People ask like, well, what do you mean by it's more real than this? When I right here, I have a pen. I'm touching this. I feel with this pen, as far as far as my senses will be able to take me in this physical form. I can feel and perceive whatever I'm getting from this pen. When you're out of your body, you're no longer limited to your meat suit, to your container, to your vessel. Okay. When you interact with an object, you go past just the surface information. You actually become it. You become this pen. You become the plastic. You not only do you become it, you also gather all of its memories. And for some of you, that might be hard to kind of grasp. But yeah, everything, every atom is consciousness. All right, just like you are, your consciousness. You're a bunch of atoms stacked together. All right, in a densified manner to become what you are. You know, the human that you are. All right. So there's those same conscious atoms decided to become a pen, or in this particular pen, the one that I'm holding. So the memory is the plastic. Where did that come from? What did it go through? What was it part of? Like that. I mean, there's a whole next level to this explanation. But the point is that in your light body, or in your astral body, whatever you want to call it, the physicality of what you interact with feels a lot more physical, more real than this. Okay. And when all of you, when any of you have the opportunity to experience that, what I'm saying to you right now will make a lot more sense. Okay. Let me go back to, let's say, all right, BXA. It's like a static energy running up and down your body, and I get the radio noise. Yeah. Awesome. I love that. Yeah, that's a great explanation, a great way to describe it. So correct me if I'm wrong, have you had out of body experiences, or this just a guess, or whatever the case is? Share with me and let me know. Anybody on here on the live chat, if you guys um have had an out of body experience, let us know here in the live. I'll put it up here. What did you guys, what have you felt? Okay, talk to me about your feeling when it comes to separation. What does that feel like? Okay, so that way folks get a lot more perspective outside of just me, right? So I appreciate all of you for that. Okay, let me get some water real quick, guys. I don't think I'm going to get through all these questions, but we'll get through some of them here. Okay, for out of body, what's the easiest? What's the easiest exit technique for beginners? Wow. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do it easy. There's two techniques. I'll give you one, and I'll give you the other one as well. Okay. They're no secret. Okay. It's just that I feel like when people ask this question, they expect it to be step by step, in the sense of, if I tell you do this and then do this and then do this, by the time you get to the bottom step, boom, you're out. That'd be nice if it was that easy, right? But it's not. Okay, because it's not really up to the steps. There's a method, there's a process that you guys can follow, but it takes a whole lot more than just following the steps to reach these levels. Okay. There's your intention. What's your intention? You know, there's your headspace. Did you just leave work? Are you under stress? Did you have an argument? Like, there's all these different factors that can impede you having a successful outer body experience if you're trying to attempt it. Okay. So here's one of them. You lie down flat on your back with your arms to your side and your legs put together. Okay, prop yourself up under your knees and under your on the back of your head, kind of like if you're like on a recliner. Okay, just make sure that you're comfortable. Why? Because you're going to be still for a very long time. Okay, very long time. Okay, so get extremely still. Once you find your comfy position, don't move. Okay. um when I first started, what helped me to just kind of focus or get into the thing, I put on a blindfold. Okay. um and this is all before my Mindsight window opened up. Okay, so I put on the blackout mask, and I also put on headphones for noise cancellation, because I didn't want to hear anything. I didn't want to see anything. I didn't want to hear anything. And then I also did hemisync beats, 4 hertz. Okay, 4 hertz for 90 minutes. Okay, and what this does is allows both hemispheres, the left and the right brain, to connect and be able to work together. Okay, so when you are now comfortable, blacked out, headphones, and again, to be clear, I'm just giving you my response. There's everyone else has theirs. Okay, so anyways, once you do that, then breathe. Okay, 478, remember that number, 4, 7, 8. 4 in, hold it for 7 seconds, out 8 through your mouth slowly. Okay. And do that a few times, maybe even try doing it 12 times. Yeah, probably by the time you get to like 6 or 9, you're gonna just lose your count, and that's fine. Just go back to it. Okay. But what you do is every time that you're releasing your on that 8 seconds, you're gonna get heavier. You're gonna feel like if you're actually sinking into the mattress, if you're laying in bed, which I assume most folks will be trying to do it this way. And then set your intention. Okay. Set your intention. Focus on floating upward. Focus on floating out, rolling off sideways, just a roll. Imagine yourself 10 feet away. Okay. But set the intention, whatever the intention is. Don't just go in there and start breathing. And then, because your soul needs to have a purpose. It makes it a lot easier. Set an intention. Don't just try to go out there aimlessly. Okay. There's I guess there's just so much to it. I guess let me just kind of pre-warn you that outside of just getting to that mindset, then there's also the separation phase. Everything that I mentioned to you guys earlier, the feeling, the noises, the feeling of the presence in the area and stuff, which that takes a lot of people a lot of courage to kind of just ignore all of that just to be able to step out, because nobody wants to step out into the unknown and then be greeted by something that they're unfamiliar with, right? So I'm not promoting any kind of fear state, any kind of fear mindset by explaining this to you. Just kind of letting you guys know that you hear everybody talking about this is a big, phenomena. Oh, everybody's going to outer body and things like that. There's a lot more to it. Okay. And trust the people that you trust that are mentoring and teaching you and talking to you about it. But you have to be prepared mentally. You have to be prepared of what to encounter. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right. And the last thing that I'm going to say regarding that is nothing will harm you unless you allow it. Okay. If you think it, it's going to happen. If you think something's going to harm you, then something can. Okay. So when you're going into these states of being, go in there with unconditional love in your heart and without fear. When you guys get through that, when you get over that, that's your key right there. Remove the fear, remove the loss. The fear is like, something's gonna get me. I'm gonna see some giant dark shadow. That's fear. Okay. Loss. It's like saying, oh, if I go too far away from my body, I'll never be able to make it back. I'm gonna lose my body. I'm gonna die. And fear and loss, control mechanisms. Fear and loss is the only way why everybody on this physical realm is being controlled. You guys know that. I know you guys know that. Fear and loss is how they control these physical meat suits. All right. But when you get rid of that, you're untouchable. Anywhere, this realm, that realm, their realm, everywhere. Because that is what you truly are. Before this meat suit, you were something more. Remember that. Let me go back here to the comments. Let's see here. All right. So at the Rhino, OB died for 3 minutes. My mother was my guide, like a real dream. She even pulled my ear, mostly the feeling of love and knowing. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's awesome. Yeah, folks, there's a lot of situations and scenarios just like this. Okay. Now the dying part, the yeah, no, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm trying to find a way to verbalize it or ease it a little bit for folks that just are stuck on that die for 3 minutes situation. Um, Sleep paralysis, folks. There's a chance that most of you might go into sleep paralysis, and that feels like you're dying. Okay. So I'm not saying I'm not saying that Irina that you didn't die. I'm glad you're back. Okay. But just for folks, I want to make sure that we ease in some of these explanations here. Okay. We might even have if you guys want a dedicated live stream on just OBEs, let me know in the comments whether you're on the live now or you're watching the playback. Let me know in the comments, and we'll do that. I'll even bring some OBE friends. You guys like Bam? He's one I know, one top of my head. You guys like talking to him and stuff, so or him talking to you, right? So you guys let me know what's up with that, and I can put something together on that. I don't want to stay too much on this topic, but yeah, I think we covered pretty much good on that. Let's see here. At Fitness Wonder Eats, let me throw in here what you're talking about. I've had a couple of experiences. First time, the separation was kind of like super glue, very sticky, gooey feeling. Same with the second time, but I was able to see myself in the bed and walk around. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean by that super glue feeling. On one of my separations, I was stuck from my arm to my arm. So my soul self arm was stuck to my physical meat suit arm, and it felt like take two pieces of duct tape and put the sticky sides together, okay, and then try to peel it off. That's hard. All right. So I remember that very vividly. So I relate to what you're talking about there. The gooey feeling, not me personally. I still felt physical like I am here, but other folks have had that same experience like you're talking about. So I love it when we share this because we all don't experience it the same way. So this is good, and I appreciate that at Fit Wander Eats. Um, let's see here. And let me put BX, let me put you up here one more time here. Before I move to the next topic. I've had them since I was young, but never knew what the meaning behind them because I was scared. Since I joined Darius's group, okay, I've learned that it's just a opening point to help leave your body. Okay. Yep. There you go. So I think you're talking about sleep paralysis then, if you're talking about Darius's group, because I know Darius tries to really focus on the whole sleep paralysis is the easiest way. I don't think it is. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Um, Another, I mentioned that there was two ways. Another one, I'm gonna hit this topic really quick. Was you guys can do the set your alarm, wake up, and go back to sleep method, and it's real simple. Set your alarm 2, 3 in the morning, right? Like right in the dark hours when you're like really knocked out. Set your alarm. Alarm goes off. You wake up, right? You're still you're still tired. You're super tired, right? Turn off the alarm. Okay, go back to sleep. Don't go back to sleep in the sense go back to dreamland. Now that was your cue, that was your reminder to okay, I'm gonna try to attend my OBE right now. Why right now? Because when you just woke up, you're probably in one of the most relaxed moments that you can be. Okay, and you're still also in those waves where you are how you say where you're able to how you say relax your body a lot more. Okay, because that's what you want. Your body has to go to sleep or get to a level of sleep in order for it to allow your spirit to leave. Okay, because while your body's awake, that's holding it in. That's why they call it a container. It's containing your energy, right? So what we're trying to do is in that practice is we're trying to use that opportune time to go back in there. And then just when you hit the alarm and you go back to bed, lay in that position, as I mentioned to you, lay flat, put your arms down, and then just put your intention immediately, even if it's something small, like I want to be in front of my door, or I want to float up and stand up. Like, just set whatever, a small, very small intention, but set an intention and stuff, and probably within a few minutes. Because just like when you guys hit the snooze button and you go back to sleep and you're gone again, we don't want you to leave. Okay. We want you to go back into your subconscious. We want you to stay in your conscious mindset. And this is why you're thinking. Okay. Try that out. I probably didn't explain it the best way because I'm trying to push through it. But I hope that makes sense to some of you, and it's helpful for some of you to achieve that. Okay. Let's do 3 more questions. I'm going to do 3 more questions from what I have that folks have written, and then I'll see if there's any more questions on the live chat, and I think we'll be good for today's Q&A. Okay, let me get my water here. All right, and if any of this stuff is making sense to you guys, let me know. I want to make sure you guys are all following. You guys are on track here. Let's see here. All right, still with OBE, at Ancient Memory 999. Why do some people hear voices or see beings during OBEs? Well, because you're stepping into a realm where communication is instant. Okay, it's telepathic, and awareness is unfiltered. So beings aren't rare. Okay, your filters, those are rare. All right, beings are not rare. Your filters are. Okay, so if you understand what I meant by that, great. If not, no problem. It's okay. Okay, it's not your time yet. So let's move on from that. Let's go with, all right. All right. Why do humans, this is from at Light Body Rise. Why do humans forget who they are when they incarnate? To experience contrast, folks, to feel separation so you can rediscover unity, right? We come here to remember through experience. All right, not information. I've said this before many times. It's even on my website. It's one of my main quotes. That you are here to experience what you are not. Okay, you're an omnipotent being. All right, a godlike, if you will. Okay, with the lowercase g, right? But godlike, omnipotent, unrestricted, unbounded by anything. In order for you to understand the totality of what you are, you have to experience what you're not. Hello, that's being human. You can die as a human. You can how you say, you can be hurt, you can be manipulated, you can have feelings, and you can be sad, you can get confused, like human experience. Okay, you can't have the human experience as an omnipotent being. Okay, I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think that comparing to the whole like Jesus situation, God with a capital G, source, in order to be able to help out man, he had to also understand what it was like to be man. So here comes Jesus. He had to be born as a human and experience all that, everything that he experienced in his 33 years. So I think there's something with that. I haven't put too much thought on it. It just kind of came to me, but it's the same thing. And then Jesus was preaching for a while for his whole time while he was around, He was preaching about, that you guys can do what I can do. I'm like you, you're like me. So there's something to that, right? Okay. Let's do uh okay, so we have at Beyond Horizon underscore 369. Like it. Awesome. Like the name. Is the shift happening now? Oh yeah. Absolutely. People are waking up in huge waves. Abilities are activating, intuitions are skyrocketing, old systems are collapsing, new humans are rising. Okay. So, yeah, absolutely. The shift is absolutely now. So, let's go here. Okay. I'm looking here on the live chats. You guys are pretty chill at the moment, which is, I guess that's good. You guys are probably just listening. All right. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to look through some of these here just to make sure that we're hitting some of they're all good questions. I just can't hit all of them. Um, at quiet mind underscore 08. What's the number one thing people do wrong when trying to awaken abilities? Fair question. What they're doing wrong is that they want results instantly. All right. Abilities wake up when your nervous system is ready, not when your ego wants it. Okay, so I hope that answers your question here. Um, let's see, just scrolling through some of these here. Is telepathy real or just spiritual, or is it just a spiritual metaphor? It's real. It's real. Check out the telepathy tapes. That's a good one if you guys haven't seen that already. Um, yeah, telepathy was the original language before we learned to speak. every every higher realm uses telepathy. Humans are just relearning it. That's it. It- Have you guys thought about it's just to say one sentence? Just to say one sentence. It takes thoughts, brain processing, electrical signals, muscles working together, sound waves, another brain to decode what's being said. And we still misunderstand each other all the time. That's why you can say, I'm fine. And depending on how you say it, it can mean 100 different things. All right. So speaking is the most crudest way to communicate with each other. How many of you agree with that? How many of you agree that if everybody could just with telepathy just communicate, you won't need to explain how you perceive a situation or what your thoughts are. People can see it. They can feel it. And they're like, "Yeah, I absolutely get it. I absolutely get it." Because they can see it. That's where we're moving to. That's where we're trying to get back to. Fit Wonder Eats. Your question is, why do you think they are spraying the skies all over the world? That's a great question. So here's why I think, to my understanding, um, the chemicals that are being spread in the skies that are falling down on us that we have not given anybody any permission to do that, by the way, is because they're dimming our light. The chemicals, the metals, the plastics, whatever's inside these chemicals is dimming, it's stacking up on our light. Okay. A lot of people right now are waking up, okay, to their spiritual, to their light bodies. Okay. And the powers to be, the gatekeepers, they know that. They absolutely know that. And they see that. They're paying attention. So they're like, more chemicals, more vaccines, more sprays on their foods, more of this and more of that. That's all dimming your light. And that's what they're doing. Um, we do it to ourselves too. Like aerosol sprays. right? Is that simple question? Is it man-made or is it organic? It's man-made. Anything man-made that is being put in the air is dimming your light. So when you're in the aisles and you're spraying these aerosols because you're going to buy one, you're leaning in to chemicals and you're breathing it in. You're dimming your light. Yeah, it smells great, but you're dimming your light. All right. That's what you're doing when you're putting on perfumes and colognes and all that stuff that people do on a regular day. You're dimming your light. Okay. I'm not advocating or saying that wearing cologne and perfume is wrong. You know, if people want to smell nice, but then also think about this. All that is doing is masking your true scent. And if you smell offensive, it's not just about hygiene. It means that there's something wrong with your body. I don't know if they teach you guys this around the country or around the world and everything, but that's what it is. When you when there's if you take food, if you take a fruit, an organic fruit, a tomato, a banana, whatever the case is, and it starts to decay, it starts to smell bad, right? That's my point. If you smell bad and you're organic, that means that there's something in there, right? There's a piece that needs to be addressed. Maybe you're deficient in a particular enzyme or a mineral, things like that. Anyways, I don't want to go too far into that, but the point is that um, just a food for thought. Food for thought. All right. I think we're going to wrap things up. You guys have been amazing. Let's see here. You know what? Let me do one more question. I think this one's a pretty good one. From at Mindstream _TAO. What is the biggest misconception people have about awakening? I think that's a really good question to answer. In my opinion, that awakening is supposed to feel comfortable. It's not. It's not. It breaks you so it can rebuild you. That's what awakening does. Find me one person that has gone through an awakening and it has been comfortable. I've admitted in different episodes, I had a mental breakdown for like 30 days. For 30 days, when I was going through my awakening process, I detached my foundation, everything that I knew, gone from my feet, and I'm up here. A lot of us have been up here. It's when you find a community. It's when you find people that are like-minded, people that will listen and not judge you, but just provide you that support. Like, hey, I'm listening. I understand where you're coming from. That's when you start finding new ground, new foundation. And then when you hit the ground, you take off running. Okay. So if I know it wasn't just me, there's a lot of you right now on the live watching on the playback. I'm sure you've all experienced that at some point. Those kind of things need to be talked about. Talk about it with people that will listen to you, that will respect you. Unconditional love with unconditional love. Okay. So keep that in mind. Let's see. At that Rhino, what do you think the easiest expression of psi capabilities, mindsight, psychokinesis, dowsing, etc.? What do I think is the easiest expression? Man, what a question. Okay, I can always tell you to each his own, right? I can always tell you that it's really up to you. For me, I'm just gonna keep it simple without too much thought. I'm gonna say mindsight. That's Cesar Pagan's response to your question, mindsight. The other ones a little bit more challenging. Can I get there? Absolutely. But again, I got life too. I got things that I got to do too. So there's certain things I can focus on, you know. So I hope that answers your question there. Um, Jason, Jason Melhorn, a comfortable awakening is a false awakening and absolutely something to be aware of. Yep. Agreed. Um, Thank you for letting us ask what's on the mind. Yeah, absolutely. I love. I wasn't considering doing a Q&A. I don't, I don't do those. You guys will see me on some lives, talk to some folks, say some things that are on my mind, my understanding of things, of reality. You guys will see me on the episodes with the guests, hosting them, letting the guests speak their mind and share their experiences. But live Q&As, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm not no professional, no expert, so these kind of made me a little bit nervous, but this one wasn't too bad. So I think if you guys enjoy the live Q&A, I would say that you guys tell me on the chats that you guys do enjoy, that you guys want more of it. And I think what I'm going to start doing is I'll post this probably the last week of December, come early January, of what these for those of you that are paid members, okay, for the members only. I mentioned a few days back that I am going to start doing weekly members only lives, okay. And those weekly members only lives will be on the last Wednesday of every month. So I do four. I do it every Wednesday, like I'm doing it today. The first three gonna be for everybody. The last one is gonna be members only, and that one I'm gonna make it a little bit special. Okay, I will do Q&As. I will do live call-ins when folks can come in and ask their questions in audio format, or you guys can even do come in here and do a video with me and ask your questions, and we can chat it up on the live. And we'll do live panels, all of that good stuff. Okay, so this will be something special for the paid members only. So if you guys want to be a part of that, if you guys want to engage with a community that is supportive, that is like-minded, that is talking about the things that you're interested in, become a member and be a part of that. It's going to be amazing, and we'll start that here in January. So just stay tuned to the announcements. I'll be promoting that. You guys will see that. All right, family. 369 Collective. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for your questions, your energy, your curiosity, your courage. And as always, I love you. I see you. I hear you. I am you. Continue to ask questions. Don't be afraid to pull back the curtain and take a deeper look. Push forward, always reaching beyond the frequency.